Hey guys, I'm walking Anita and I'm gonna go out on a limb and make a bet on the market right now. I know shit about stocks, but I love logic. And after hearing epidemiologists believe that there's going to be something between a 20 and a 60% of the population that will get the coronavirus here in the US, it would be logical to think that a city like New York City, that has one of the biggest public systems of transport, would have it much higher because it's almost impossible to stop the infection from spreading. So if in a small minor state that is more isolated, you might have a 10% that will take down the average, well, New York City maybe then could have an 80% that takes up the average. Therefore, we're probably looking at New York City becoming the focus of coronavirus for the entire US. With it, it would be interesting to know and figure out at what point will the schools close down. If it's 2 weeks from now and all the schools start closing down, well, it's also going to impact maybe a third of the population that will have to stay home to look after the kids. And that generates a break in the entire distribution system. It's also going to mean that the stock market, which is also based here, and their people are going to start feeling at home the pressure, and are going to start stressing out and maybe making more emotional bets. So I would be super interested in figuring out what happens exactly after schools start closing down here. Yeah, don't take my advice for it. I know shit, but that would be logical, right? The other logical question would be, now that China got stabilized, apparently, could it have been a partial measure of Xi Jinping having all the data that he has of each one of the different companies that are approved by the Communist Party and allowed to function and become monopolies, know that they're not doing that well economically, and he would be benefiting from establishing stronger societal restrictions that give him even more power in an era in which the economy might start to crumble due to general automation and other things? Could there be a bigger economic crisis coming up behind that we haven't quite figured out? Would there be a second giant dive after the schools close here? I will go back to talking about art and design and tech, which I know a little bit more soon. I'll continue walking Anita, wash your hands, look after yourself.